Rightio, well, my favourite racist fucking live stream shat itself, and I've been waiting all fucking day to see him. So I thought I'll just go live myself, and if anyone shows up, then that's fine. And if they don't, I'm gonna be like my mate Meebo and just fucking delete all my lives. Like, I don't give two shits anymore. Boys, 11 o'clock. Got kebabs coming. No ciggies though. How come you can't buy ciggies 24 hours a day and get them delivered by fucking Uber? It's mental. Like, Elon Musk can go to fucking Mars, but I can't buy smokes. I've got to hide my face because I'm going to tell some crime stories today. It's too bright. Hang on. Okay, it's much better. Right, so I guess the first one's the most infamous one, right? So, can you guys hear me? Anyone? Give us a shout in the chat, just if the volume's working. Looks like it is, but you can never fucking tell with these things. Good morning. It's 20 to 11 in New Zealand. So yeah, good morning. I hope your morning's going well. Mine usually starts with coffee and then electrolytes and then booze and fentanyl and yeah, all the rest of it. I got a Novocaine shot today though. That was pretty good. So the first story is the most infamous. I'm usually borderline suicidal most of the time, mate. I'm really sick and I'm alone most of the time. Most of my friends are dead. My family are fucking all assholes. I don't really like other people, but I kind of like you guys. So this is what I do. Yeah. So anyway, let's get started, right? So when I was born in April of 1974, and in the maternity ward, my mum was in the bed next to a lady named Karen. And me and her son Anton were born on the same day. Now, we grew up together, and Anton was a dick. Like, he was a fucking just. There was something wrong with him. He was just an asshole. Like, people picked on him at school, and he was just mean, and his face was mean. You know those people whose faces are just mean? I don't know how to do it because, like, I'm handsome as fuck. So, like, 25 years later, I've lost contact with this motherfucker. Like, I used to bump into him once in a while, but like I said, he was a mean guy. And like, he was no fun to be around. Like, you see him at nightclubs and he'd just be standing by the bar staring at everyone like with this fucking, and it was just, so he fucking ends up working. I don't know what you guys call them over in Aussie or in America. I believe you call them abalone. We call them powers. They're the shellfish, and they're very valuable. Chinese, Japanese buy them dried out, and it's quite lucrative. You buy a quota, and where I grew up, down the very bottom of the South Island of New Zealand, it was a very competitive market to get a power quota. And also, they were meeting Korean trawlers out at sea and smuggling drugs into the country. So not only was it lucrative for the diving and the shellfish, but also for the drugs. And Anton got himself in trouble with the guys on the boat. He said too much to someone, and they turned on him, and so they buried that motherfucker in his car, which was a Camaro, because he was making a lot of money. I mean, shit. So, um, time travel back to high school, and these two jerks that I used to kick around with, only because they had weed connections, because they were country boys and they grew it. Um, fuck, what were their names? You can Google this, Anton Sherlock, like Sherlock Holmes, and you'll find the two murderers' names. I used to buy weed off them. They came to the classroom one day and they tapped on the window, and they beckoned me, and I said, "Oh, miss, I've got to go and see the principal. I forgot I'm supposed to be there now." And she said, "Well, away you go." And so I went out and they went, "Come with us." And we went around the corner to this park, and they'd done a job, and they'd stolen like something like 500 pay packets with like, I don't know, there might have been 10, 20 grand in there. Those motherfuckers split the notes up and gave me all the coins. Like, that's the kind of guys they were. They were not good friends. They were jerks. So fast forward 20 years, and those three are working on the same boat, right? And Anton squealed about the drugs being picked up from the trawlers. And what does I see. So I don't know, I think he might have told his dad, and his dad was a barrister, and his dad had loose lips. Anyway, Anton got buried in his car really far out at sea, and an investigation was launched, and they recovered the car. Now, this is not the scary bit of the story, right? For the next 30 years, and last time I went home back down to the bottom of the South Island of New Zealand, that fucking car is still sitting in his mum and dad's driveway. Um, it's rusty. It's got fucking like barnacles on it. It's like there's blood stains on the seats. I went up and had a look at it one night with a torch just because it was fucking scary. And yeah, so start you off with that one. There was another time about the same era, like high school. Me and a few mates decided to rob this place, and we broke in and we got a camcorder, a cash box. We took all the booze, and we found some drugs in the staff room, and a whole bunch of stuff. It was a good score. The reason I knew that they had all that stuff there was because I'd been there the week before on a course. And so one of them kept the camcorder, and he took it. I don't know if you know about New Zealand, but Queenstown's a really big skiing resort town. Like, French people like to go there and fucking be wankers. I used to like going there in a pair of jeans and an ACDC t-shirt, because if you don't fall over, you don't get wet, and it's fucking hot up on the mountain. Like, you're close to the sun. So, like, all these French people with like $30,000, $100,000 ski suits be looking at this fucking hoary bastard in a t-shirt and jeans, and like, anyway, where was I? Yeah, he went on a holiday up to Queenstown, and he took the fucking he took the camcorder, and when he went into court to get done for this burglary that we'd done, the the prosecution brought the evidence of the tape from the camcorder, and just before he started filming was my mock interview that I'd done at this place like months and months before. So I'm sitting in the gallery watching my mate get busted for this crime, and my fucking smiling face is on the telly. So yeah, that's, I don't know if you find that funny or not, but at the time, like, I had to leave the room. It was too good. I not, and I just sat out in the waiting room, pissing myself laughing. He did time for that. Poor old bastard. Oh, you heading off, Latoya? You got to go to work or something? What do you mean wrong chat? Oh, I see what you mean. Cool. I'm probably not going to play any music tonight. I'm just going to talk. Like, I've had a really fucking interesting life. Like, um, I'm Māori, native New Zealand, but I'm Scottish and German on my mum's side, and so every year my dad would, like, because we lived at the bottom of the world. Every year my dad would fly us up to the North Island to spend time with our Māori family, and so I'd end up in the deepest, darkest parts of fucking South Auckland, which is like Chicago, or like the worst parts of is it West Sydney? I don't know. You know the kind of place anyway. And so like it was summer, right? And so we went to the pools, and I'd be the only white dude there, right? And like the biggest, baddest motherfucker at the pool would always have a problem, and I'd have to fight him, you know. And like I mean, I played rugby, like, and I was a front row hooker. Like I knew how to throw a punch, especially like in the scrum. You know what I mean? But man, I'd never come up against big fucking gangster badass motherfuckers that had grown up in gang houses and shit. So like I learned how to fight real quick, and yeah. What else have we got? Crime stories. What's 900 mean? I stole um I stole 2 kgs of meth and a pound of weed and about $4,500 off a drug dealer. I was down in Invercargill. Well, I really shouldn't say where, although he knows. And I bumped into him years later in rehab, and he'd what do you call it, rehabilitated. And I walked into rehab, and he's one of the volunteers. And like he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Oh, fuck! I've been avoiding this cunt." Like he'd been ringing my dad, he'd been ringing my whole family, trying to track me down in the weeks after I ripped him off, and like it was all good. But like that night, I took his Visa card, and I booked a suite at the fanciest hotel in town, and I racked up maybe $2,500 worth of room service. Like I had them going all weekend, and I had a pound, and I had this great big sack of meth, like, and like I'd been awake for 3 days. My mate, whose name shall remain anonymous, knew where I was, and she knew that I had a flight out on Monday morning. So she comes and pours me out of this hotel and gets me on the plane. Now I've got all those drugs in a satchel, right? But I've also got this homegrown tobacco that we used to buy, and so there's a stopover in Wellington on my way back up to the North Island, and this cop stops me and he goes, "Oh, we heard that you're a bit drunk, and the flight staff are a bit worried." And he's like, "Do you mind if I have a look through your bag?" And I was like, "Nah, go for it." And he pulls out this bag of tobacco. Meanwhile, like this, like I mean, a disc man. This is like the late '90s, early 2000s, and like so, there's a disc man. You know, there's all sorts of shit in there, but and the drugs are at the bottom. The pounds in my pack, like wrapped in cellophane and fucking just praying to God that they don't run the dogs through it, and they didn't, and I got it home. Um, but he pulled the first thing he pulls out is this tobacco, and my tin, and there's a roach in it because I'd just gone outside and smoked half a joint, and then stubbed it out and put it in, and he opens the tin first, and he looks at it, and he goes, "What's this?" And I said, "Well, you know that tobacco there, my grandma grows it. She's always grown it, and I've just been down to visit her, and it's too good to waste. So I just butted it out while I was outside having a quick durry, and yeah, because I only get it once a year." And he's like, "Oh, fair enough, mate. On you go." And like so, yeah, I had yeah enough drugs to probably put me away for like um fuck a decade, maybe more. Dillhole. Oh, you missed my best story, mate. You're gonna have to fucking go back and watch it. Um oh mate, I've come through some scrapes. I was riding a motorbike once, and I didn't see a cliff, and I was really, really drunk, and somehow I'd come off the road, and I just thought it's called the Desert Road. It's between Auckland and bloody Wellington, and it's called the Desert Road. And I thought, well, I'm off road. I might as well have a fucking. So I'm fucking blasting along, and I didn't see this fucking sheer drop, man. It's like 20 meters, like a two-story house, but top of the roof kind of fucking drop. And so, like, I'm going straight down, and the forks of the motorbike probably saved me, and the helmet. Like the whole bike, the front wheel, like it was like, is it horizontal or vertical? Vertical, I think. So it just went like that, and my fucking face just planted straight into the dirt, and I walked away from that without a scratch, and I had a toolkit, and the fucking shocks, I just fucking bashed them until they came back out again, and started the bike up, and it was going again, and I carried on down to Wellington. Um, what else? Hey, Dill, did you like your song, you cunt? You're a mean old bastard, you are. God, you, me, and some gunpowder, man. We'd have some fun. And some of this, of course. I've never been in a high speed chase. I've certainly run from them. I got away. My mate Lee, he got oh sorry, my mate censored, certainly not called Lee. Actually he's dead, so it doesn't fucking matter, does it? All my mates are dead. Like, we lived so hard and fast in the 90s. Like, I don't know. If you're not Gen X, you don't understand. Like MDMA came along, and then E came along, and then good old fashioned yellow speed came along, and like, oh yeah, Dillhole will be the best friend you'll ever make, Latoya. And if you have a prang, he's gonna fucking panel beat the shit out of your car till it looks like it's brand new. I tell you, he'll steal everything in the glove box, especially if you've got booze in there. See, I can't remember what we were doing. I think we were just underage drinking in the city, and yeah, they chased us with the dogs, and I got back. I got back to the flat we were dossing in. It was just a flat that was empty that we'd moved into. Like I had mum and dad's place to go home to and eat and shower and stuff, but Lee had nowhere. Like he was a bit of an orphan. Sad story about Lee. Um. Anyway, the dogs got him, and fuck, mate. Like I picked him up from the hospital. Well, the cells after the cops had taken him to the hospital, and then he'd made bail. And like, we unwound the bandages to have a look at what it was like, and put some betadine and fucking we tipped vodka all over it to clean it again. And I've never seen such damage done. Like they must have left that dog on him for at least 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Like it was, his arm was mincemeat. I just cruel fucking cops being bastards. I hate pigs. I don't know about you lot, but I mean they're useful when you need them, but when you're on the wrong side of them, um, they can be real bastards. They kept me in the cells for like 12 days without methadone, without medication. Oh, choice! One of my neighbours is standing outside the window listening. This is a cool neighbourhood. I live next door to mental people, man. It's fucking out of it. Hey, it's 11 o'clock. Fucking hell. Hang on. I just got to do this. So, come on. Come on, you good thing, go. Yes, sir. Ah. Nah, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, I was going to try and buy some smokes just before 11 when the um liquor store shut, but it's 10:59, and old Sonny and his dad, Rakesh, don't fuck around when it comes to 4 a.m. You're drinking, Dill. I know you are, aren't you? Probably doing nose candy too, listening to Primus and bloody old school Metallica with Cliff Burton on vinyl out in your mum's shed. 3 or 4 of your mates all looking at your phone, which is an old school Nokia, watching you type, going, wow, is that the internet? That's amazing. You can talk to people in America and New Zealand at the same dang time. Fucking redneck. Dude, your beard is so immaculately trimmed. Like, you inspired me to start grooming better, honestly. Like, that fucking thing is like a perfect, it's just perfect. I reckon you go to a barber, don't you? Huh? Come on. Well, jail story. I fucking in New Zealand they pretty much put you in a cell with anyone. And I made some really good friends in there. Most of us were all in for drug convictions, and when we got out, we made good friends and connections. But this one time, I got celled up with this guy. Now he'd been in maximum security, and he'd spent 5 years on good behaviour, working his way down to minimum where I was, because I was just fucking like nothing. Like I wasn't gang affiliated. I was a small time, like I wasn't a dealer or nothing. I just got caught with it in my pocket. And so he held me in that cell for 2 days. He had a shank and he said, "Get up on the top bunk and don't fucking come down unless I tell you you can." And he beat the shit out of me. And I was only allowed to go to the toilet, and that was it. And the first day, like, because they come around and give you your meds in the morning. But something went wrong. They were on strike or something, and we didn't get out for yard time the next day. So I spent 2 days on that top bunk with this motherfucker. He had one CD and fucking a boombox, and he played it non-stop for 48 fucking hours, dude. And he just sat on the bottom bunk threatening me the whole time. Like he didn't sleep. Fuck, it was terrible. I waited till I finally heard him snoring, and I snuck down and grabbed one of my razors and made a shank of my own. And I thought, if that cunt comes at me, I'm fucking killing him. Like, nah. And then the second day, when they brought the meds around, I slipped the note and I said, "This cunt's holding me hostage. Like, you guys need to fucking come in." And it took the goon squad. I've probably told this story before, but like, they came in with like riot gear and fucking, yeah, stormed the place. And like, one of the screws goes, "We knew you'd do this." So, and then fucking on the last day, just before the shit hit the fan, I said to him, "Look, bro, this is fucking minimum. Like, we don't do this kind of shit, mate. Like, go back to Maxi if you want to fucking be a fucking gangster. Like, there's nothing here for you. Like, there's no drugs, there's no fucking bitches, there's nothing." Like, and he's like, "Oh shit, maybe I fucked up." But it's too late by then. Like, I was pissed off. Like, I'd had enough. Like, I couldn't take him. He was this great big motherfucker. I remember that he had a tattoo of the devil, a huge one on his back, and he had "evil ways, evil pays." Scary, 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 scary. Interesting experience though. I don't recommend it, especially not in Australia. Fuck that shit. Or America. Those fucking inner city, the one in New York and the one in Chicago, they look like hellholes. Like, real fucking, just, the guy who left the cell they're putting you in had diarrhea just before he left, and they didn't clean it and shit like that. Like, yeah, yeah. No, he's a member of the King Cobras, which is a breeding ground for the Comancheros. So he's probably over in not your country, Dill, in Australia. Um, the thing about gangsters in New Zealand is that none of them have mansions or fucking Maybachs or Rolls Royces or nothing. Like, they're always poor, and they're always fucking like on the grift, and it's like, why bother? Like, I mean, I don't do crime anymore. I mean, I I grow drugs for myself, but I don't really think that's a crime. It's not hurting anyone. Certainly not hurting me. It's helping me, you know. So fuck 'em. And I like the idea that I'm growing it underneath the fucking central police station. Like that's like pretty much there's two houses separating us from this great big fucking 5-story gigantic fucking. I met a guy who said, "I heard that you're the guy that plays 50 Cent and Eminem really loud over by what's his name's place." And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, the boys, we can hear it from down in the cells." And he said, "We really like it." And then I met a cop who said, "Oh, when you play your music really loud, it goes all quiet. Like there's no trouble down in the cell block." So yeah, that's my contribution to society. I'll probably finish up now. Half an hour will do. I just wanted to talk to someone. Fucking look who's fucking talking. If it had been you, Dill, you would have blown me up. You would have fashioned some kind of explosive out of fucking like pencil shavings or something and fucking like put a bomb up in my bunk. You bastard. Hey, shaved your beard off and like fashioned it into some kind of fuse. And just like laid down on your bunk and been like, mongrel. Um, I like Dave Matthews. I really do. And I fell in love with him when the internet was really early and ICQ was a thing. And I was making music back then, even, and I would just spam. I would stay up all night spamming people, I was earnest about it. I was like, "Look, I don't make money off this. I just want to share my music, and if this is a pain in the ass, I'll never send you another message. But here's a link. If you like music, go and have a listen." And I met this chick called Robin. She lived in Tacoma, Washington, and she sent me a book called The Artist's Way, which really fucked me up because since then I pretty much make music, paint, write, um, draw on things, do street art when I used to be mobile, um, and pretty much lead my children and grandchildren astray with like good tips about how to be a good criminal. And, that book taught me how to do it. And she sent me a Dave Matthews CD and I loved it. And so I've got a favourite and I'll play it for you and then I'll fuck off and leave you guys alone to your lives. Looks like Dill probably needs another couple of fucking, I don't know, he's either on the glass pipe, the needle, or he's been up working late and he's working on something out in the shed or some kind of fucking thing like that. Maybe he's making another bomb. He's bought another ice cream truck. Hey, mate, your grandson. Uh, yeah, you're gonna be a great pappy, mate. You're a good fucker. You really are, Dill. I love you, man. I think you're the bee's knees, brother. I give you a lot of shit, but fucking you and Beck Alley straight up got me through some hard times, man. Yeah, I figured I did get you all wrong, but you probably like a pastor, some shit like that, of some cult out in the country, and you're all tooled up waiting for the fucking revolution. White power. Okay. Hey, want to give me a minute to put the real mic on, just so it sounds better. I think I can do it here. Nope. Here. Nope. Hey, stop that. Nah, you don't look like that kind, mate. You're a good cunt. We call people like Dilho in New Zealand GCs. It's cryptic. And if you know what it means, you know what it means. And if you don't, you don't. Nah, I can't turn the fucking fancy mic on. And the Neve preamp. Like, these are, I got two strips from you know Abbey Road, where the Beatles recorded all their records, and like all the famous fucking 60s and 70s hippies that are now quite irrelevant, and punk rock, and then metal, and then dance music made them very, very, very irrelevant, although I still have to listen to Abbey Road at least once a year. I've got two. You know, when you see, I don't know, unless you've been in the music industry, when you see a big disc with all the knobs and that, I've got two strips from a disc out of the BBC here that make my mic sound really fancy. Here's a Dave Matthews song for you, and then I'll fuck off and I'll leave you to your lives, all right? Thank you very much. 4 people, 2 likes. Come on, hit the like, you bastards. 3 people. I scared Dillhole off with the white power thing, didn't I? Bastard. All life it seems a struggle between what we see and what we do. I'm not going to change my ways just to please you or appease you. Man, take a look around at this hungry town burning down. Right or wrong, weak, strong, ashes to ashes, we all fall down. Forget about the reason for the treasons we are facing. Forget about the notion that our emotions can be swept away or kept at bay. Forget about being guilty, we are innocent instead. Soon we will all find ourselves swept away. Man, take a look around at this hungry crowd, 6 billion proud. Torn from happening war and children die. Forget about the reason, the treasons we are facing. Forget about the notion that our emotions can be swept away or kept at bay. Forget about being guilty, we are innocent instead. Soon we will all find ourselves swept away. Now I believe this song's about how civilizations come and go, All those big towers they build in New York, Beijing, Moscow, they all get fucked up sooner or later. And we start again. We keep doing it. It's our fate. Fall back again. Fall back again. Fall back again. Fall back again. Man, take a look around at this hungry town. Right or wrong, weak, strong, ashes to ashes, we all fall down. Fall back again. Fall back again. Fall back again. Fall back again. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been able to listen to reggae for the last week after that hurricane. They say only 30 people died, but they haven't checked up on the hills yet. There could be more. Plus, I've been out of weed for like 2 weeks, and I can't listen to reggae without ganja, man. But don't worry, I got some coming in the mail. I'll see you crazy kids on the other side, alright? Hey, Dillho. You stay sexy.